There's a sin tax on tobacco products that will be levied from February 1st. Cigarette pan masala to be costlier from February 1st. There's excise duty on tobacco products that will be levied from February 1st is what we're learning. Remember, in the GST reforms that had been announced earlier in 2025, 40% GST had been marked on cigarettes, 18% GST on bidis. From February 1st, in fact, pan masala, cigarettes, tobacco and similar products will be attracting a GST rate of 40%, while bidis will attract 18% goods and services tax, according to the government notification. This is what we are learning at this given point. These are points which had in fact been flagged in that very GST reform that had been released earlier in 2025, while the rest of the GST reforms have already begun to be applicable. This particular sin tax that had been announced back then was said that it will be applicable from a little later. Now that date has been announced. February 1st is when we will see the sin tax being applicable on all tobacco products, including cigarettes, which will be at 40%. It will be taxed at 40%. While if we speak of bidis, it will be taxed at 18% goods and services tax. That's the amount that's going to be, that's the percentage that's going to be in fact imposed on these products. So this is a push from the government at this given point of time for with regards to health concerns at this given point. Amit Bhardwaj, in fact, joining me on the broadcast with more details on this very move. Amit, very good morning to you. This is what we are looking at in terms of the sin tax that's being levied. We now know a date to when this 40% and 18% respectively shall be imposed on cigarettes and bidis in the country.
Good morning, Sriya. This was very much on the cards because during the parliament itself, the template for this was, set, and it was very much passed in the parliament as well in order to clear any hurdles on the way of adding this additional cess on whether it be the cigarettes or the pan masalas. Now we'll have to go back to the GST revisions that were done during the GST 2.2 reforms, and at that point in time it was pretty much clear that 40% of taxes will be levied, GST taxes will be levied on the sin goods, under which falls cigarette and pan masalas as well. Along with that, additional health cess, say national security cess was also introduced in order to put further taxes on these two sin goods, which are pretty much used by a large section of people in the country. So there's a health guideline which was kept in the mind as well, because as per the global standards, you can't keep sin goods like tobacco and pan masalas at affordable rates. So the government, there was a sentiment within the government to further increase it in accordance with the purchase capacity of people. Now, what will be the overall impact of the taxes? Because this is very complicated tax slab that remains there as far as the cigarette and pan masalas are concerned, more so with cigarette. So what kind of impact will be there? Whether the manufacturers are ready to pass it on to the final consumers, and which section of commodities within these pan masalas and cigarettes will be more likely to get a bigger hit, because what is being assumed by the industry experts is that cigarettes with better filters and longer cigarettes, cigars would be the one which will be heavily affected by these changes. And as far as pan masalas are concerned, again the impact could be different as per the commodity or the category of the product. Now the Indian Tobacco Institute is not happy about this, kind of the changes which have been brought. These taxes will be effective from February 1st. Back to you.
Right, Amit. Thank you for bringing us those details.